1 year ago this month, the Taliban took control of Afghanistan as the United States withdrew from that country. In the days and months that followed, more than 1,300 Afghan refugees found new lives in Minnesota, thanks in large part to the nonprofit group Alight. Delane Cleveland visited Alight's warehouse in Brooklyn Park to learn more about their efforts.
So we wanted a real shopping experience for the Afghan community.
In a nondescript warehouse in Brooklyn Park,
So we have couches, dressers.
there's a marketplace stocked with items that people can use to help make their house a home.
We have anything you need in a bathroom or kitchen available to the families.
Every item is free of charge for Afghan refugees who have resettled in Minnesota.
Many of the Afghans that arrived literally with the clothes on their backs. They didn't have any of their personal belongings. They left their families, friends, homes, and their prized possessions back in Afghanistan.
Sonia Anunciacion has led Minnesota's resettlement effort for the organization Alight since the Taliban took control of Afghanistan in August of 2021. It was a chaotic time for a country she holds near and dear to her heart.
Back then it was a really emotional time because I have family in Afghanistan and both of my parents are from Afghanistan. And to watch that chaos and the desperation for people to get on that plane for a chance at a better life was really tough to see, and I can't even imagine experiencing that.
1 year later, this Alight marketplace has served more than 950 refugees who were fortunate enough to escape. The market will shut down at the end of September, so Sonia is working to ensure that anyone who hasn't been helped can come in to get what they need.
We've reached majority of the community, and there's a small group left, and so we won't be replenishing the inventory now that we've completed this program.
Yet the home setup is only one part of the process. Alight's focus will soon turn to helping the Afghans make Minnesota feel like home.
From the feedback that I've received, they're happy to be here, they're happy to be safe.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Officials from Alight say that many of the families who have resettled here are experiencing isolation and loneliness. So the organization is developing programs to help them become acclimated, such as field trips and workshops. School is about to start in a few weeks, and many school districts are scrambling to find teachers. Reporter Sonia Goins spoke with the teachers union representing the Osseo District teachers about the challenges going into their school year.
In a few weeks, students will head back into the classroom, and the fifth largest school district in Minnesota is actively recruiting for teachers.
I would imagine that as we fill some of those positions, there'll be other ones that will open up and we'll keep needing to fill them.
So here's what you're going to do.
According to Osseo School District officials, as of Monday, 18% of their openings are for teacher positions. That's 52 positions.
I think 22 of those positions are special ed teacher positions.
Education Minnesota Osseo President Kelly Wilson says there are several reasons for the teaching staffing shortages, including low pay and what he calls a lack of respect for the profession.
Whether it's school boards, whether it's parents, don't want teachers even selecting what curriculum that they can teach.
Do you use them?
He also says some teachers are burned out and leaving teaching altogether.
We had 12 to 15 members who just left teaching altogether. It's not something that they can continue to do.
The union rep says the district will continue to see staffing numbers dwindle unless major changes are made.
What we got to do is entice people to come into education, to stay in education, and part of that's going to be to increase pay.
He says the rush is on right now to fill vacant positions before school starts. And if that doesn't happen,
what they end up doing is moving people around or moving students around, and that's not necessarily what's best for kids either. We end up with larger class size, caseloads.
Wilson says the Osseo District is also trying to hire other positions like nurses and teacher assistants.
You wondered, are we going to have enough bus drivers? Are we going to have enough substitutes when the school year starts that we can keep filling open positions?
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The state's largest district, Anoka-Hennepin, is also dealing with the teacher shortage. It's recruiting right now for 120 teaching positions. A local nonprofit says they have a critical back-to-school need. At Prism in Golden Valley, about 400 kids are registered for its annual supply drive. But Prism says it does not have enough backpacks and school supplies to meet that need. The nonprofit says rising costs have made it increasingly difficult for families to purchase all of the necessary items.
Inflation is at a 40-year high, and we're seeing that impact on school supplies as well. There's about a 30% increase, and research shows that families will spend up to $800 a year on school supplies. This is a major financial burden, and this is something that we can help with. This is something that the community can help with.
Prism has set a goal of raising $10,000 to fill the gap. Backpacks are among the most needed items. We've got more information on our website, ccxmedia.org. The coffee shop on Main Street in Maple Grove has a new owner who is a 21-year-old entrepreneur. Isabel Lanari worked quickly to transform the coffee shop that was previously a Dunn Brothers into Kingdom Coffee. It opened just in time for Chalk Fest. Besides the coffee, the shop offers smoothies and bakery goods. Lanari hopes to separate herself from the other shops with a unique local vibe.
We're working towards more of that specialty, great coffee, like downtown, but bringing it into the suburbs. So it's fun that I roast here and kind of having that here, and that's very unique.
And another fun fact, Lanari named drinks at the shop after her neighbors. Kingdom Coffee is open from 6 to 8 on Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday from 7 to 3. In Robbinsdale, there is a pop-up restaurant that you can check out starting August 18th. Minneapolis restaurant Qua will temporarily be located in the basement of Travail. The restaurant is described as modern Mexican flair with drink pairings. You do have to purchase tickets in advance. The pop-up restaurant will be open through October 1st.
We've sure had some tremendous high school athletes in the northwest suburbs through the years. In 2004, we started a Hall of Fame to honor the best of the best. Let's look back at one of our inductees from the class of 2020 in this Hall of Fame flashback. She is a multiple-time state champion in 2 sports and one of the premier track stars ever in the northwest suburbs. We welcome 2013 Hopkins graduate Taylor Anderson to our Hall of Fame.
Me, my parents, my community, they put a lot into me, not only just track, but just in general as a person. So being inducted to the Hall of Fame is just another stepping stone for me, especially since I'm continued as a pro runner. So it's just good to come back home, Minnesota, it's a great place, so.
While she excelled on the basketball court too, more on that in a moment, Anderson's exploits as a sprinter for the Hopkins track team make her Hall of Fame worthy on their own. That includes 2 state team titles in her freshman and sophomore years.
Hopkins is, we took the, track to another level because we're known as a basketball school. So with us beating, becoming state champions twice in track, it's just kind of changed the dynamic at the school.
Individually, let's just say Taylor was a regular visitor to the medal stand at the state meet. She won back-to-back state titles in the 100 meters in her junior and senior seasons after placing 3rd and 2nd in 9th and 10th grades. She was runner-up twice and 4th once in the 200. And Taylor was part of 4 state champion relay teams, 3 times in the 4x100 and once in the 4x200, with her 4x100 team setting state records in her junior and senior seasons. And oh, by the way, her time of 11.71 in the 100 meters as a junior still stands as the state meet record. Probably her best day of high school track.
Definitely my biggest day. Junior year is very big on recruiting for colleges and everything. And me and my mom made a deal before the race, if I run fast, I get a car. So I ran fast, I got a car. So I got to drive around senior year, had a car, it was great. So that's good perseverance right there. And me and her make bets every once in a while. Kind of gives me a little push.
Here comes Anderson, this track speedster, layup good. As a basketball player, Brooklyn Park native Anderson put her speed to good use. She was part of 3 straight championship teams for the Royals in a program that paid a lot of attention to detail.
One day is just for defense. 3-hour practices, you're going to be ready by then. And then you have great leadership. So the kids that were there before are mentoring the kids that are coming in, the new kids, the rookies and things like that. So by the time they get older, they know what to do. So it's kind of a learning process for everybody. And then just great team chemistry. That's what, we're a winning mentality. We don't like to lose over at Hopkins, we're the Royals, so.
Better basketball player than people think. Connecticut was interested in her as a basketball player as well, but because she was going to Connecticut on a full track scholarship, they weren't going to let her play basketball in the winter. But she was very, very good, tenacious defender, high basketball IQ, and coachable as the day is long. It was truly a treat to coach that team with her.
Taylor was an All-State honorable mention pick as a senior and a two-time All-Conference and two-time All-State tournament team selection. She's fourth in career assists for Hopkins. Which sport to pursue in college wasn't a clear-cut choice, although she grew up around track in her father Mel's AAU program.
See, that was the hardest decision I ever had to make in my life as a young kid going into college. Like, which one is going to benefit me more after 4 years? And UConn offered me 5 years, prestigious university. There's no more I can say, top basketball school in the nation. Their academics are great. They had my major. So that was a seal the deal for me, but picking track over basketball, I've been doing track longer.
Again, that was Taylor Anderson's Hall of Fame story from 2020. Get set as we unveil the CCX Sports Hall of Fame class of 2022 Labor Day weekend on air and online on CCX Sports.